Okay, Kobby Mensah, the CEO of Ghana Tourism Development Company, obviously also University of Ghana Business School, for those of you who know me within the academia. I'm a professor of marketing. Absolutely, of course, in the past, and I'm saying in the past because before our 5 year, was it 15-year strategic, plan that is within the tourism space, the country was doing below 1 million in terms of arrivals. Now the country is hitting about 1.5 million arrivals, international arrivals, with a receipt of about 4 billion, even more. I think it's about 4.8 billion dollars. So certainly you cannot discount the idea that the country is really performing, because we have come from below 1 million arrivals to almost 1.3 million arrivals. That's significant. And that even places us as the first within the West African sub-region and top of the tier amongst our colleagues, Kenya, South Africa, obviously Tanzania, etc. So no doubt tourism is actually bringing in the numbers that we expect Ghana to be. Don't forget that Ghana is at the epicenter of the black race. And when I say that, not just the idea that we pride ourselves, but it's a fact. One, we are the center of the world. So when it comes to the global conversation, our positioning actually makes us the reference point. And I tell people, it is not surprising that we began dealing with the Europeans at the early stages, because obviously they couldn't actually go anywhere else without coming through our shores, all right? And so that's the one, the first thing. Secondly, we were also, perhaps for, not to be proud about it, but it's our heritage that, the various phases of human, development, we have been at the forefront. Clearly, slavery conversation, which is very regrettable to have that part of our lives, but that's part of it. Of course, the emergence of democracy, of course, from the perspective of, colonialization, or I should say governance, really, emergence of modern governance, colonization. Ghana became the forefront of the freedom fighters. We were first country, sub-Sahara, to gain our independence and to demonstrate that indeed Africans can actually take control of their own governance. We took the lead. Now, when you talk about modern governance, which is democracy, don't forget, by 1992, we had taken control of the Fourth Republic, and Ghana since then had been on the path of progress. So if you look at almost every part of the conversation, whether from creation, and not because we're all human beings, but the fact that we are the center of the world, till the modern day, happenings globally, geopolitical, etc., we have been at the forefront. And so clearly, Ghana is very, very important. And tourism, in every facet of it, has been pivotal in these conversations.
The dungeons, the Black Jesus, the great artifacts, the slavery, our proud forebears, the pain,
Santua.
Visit Bisabriwa Museum,
Nkuntumpo Sekendi.
where Africa's story is told.
These are strategic tools. I mean, I'm a firm believer of systems, and I keep telling, my friends, colleagues, that firstly, I feel we don't have a very structured, tourism market, and I have reasons why I say so. Now, as a marketer, as a consumer marketer, professor in marketing, I can tell you that if you ask the average Ghanaian to mention 3 tour companies, they will struggle to tell you. But if I ask you to mention 3 banks, you can immediately say them. If I ask you to mention 3 telcos, you can mention them. If I ask you to mention 3 car rentals, you will struggle to tell me. If I ask you to name 3 top, tour guides, I'm sure you will struggle. And as a marketer, the definition of a market is where you can identify and differentiate suppliers, and you can find customers. Now, that fundamentally tells you about the problem we have with tourism. The domestic tourist cannot boldly tell you the wrong companies that exist within the tourism market. That tells you that we don't have a market. When it comes to the supply side, it is heavily towards, the source market players, i.e., the middle people who bring tourists from Europe, from America, and pass them on to our tour companies. That actually takes the power from you and places exactly in the hands of the supply market in the source countries. Now, we need to change that. And so we built the Ghana Tourism Marketplace as where we can aggregate the supplier and the customers in order that we can transact. We can ensure, what we call open markets. We can ensure consistency, sustainability, and we can ensure, proper or good levels of revenue. And so for GTDC, our goal is to change the market structure. Make sure that we can put the Ghanaian tourism market in the hands of the domestic tourist as well as the international tourist, so that they can experience Ghana in its truest sense with very little middle players, all right? Now, that's the marketplace. Now, the investment platform also serves similar purpose. We say that we need to showcase investable tourism areas to investors, domestically, internationally. I need to showcase them 261 districts and what each district has that is investable, that people can actually push their money in. How do I do that? We don't have the resources to be parading at conferences, investment seminars, and say this is what we have. But we can sit in Ghana and use digital marketing to actually promote Ghana. So when we come to your district, we take profiles of investable tourism areas. We put them on the Invest in Tourism platform, which is the Ghana Tourism Investment Platform. And we can use search engine optimization, we can use digital marketing tools to get them exposed to both local and foreign investors. And when they're happy with that, they will start having a conversation with us and then move towards investing in those places. That's a simple idea behind these 2 platforms. Very soon, we're going to have our, we're working with other organizations to launch a tourism entrepreneurship hub where across the country, young people can tap in and we can give them the requisite capacity to build their businesses on tourism. I mean, investment is open, and especially we are looking for domestic investors, especially because if you don't appreciate your own, you don't expect others to appreciate. So we are consistently pushing this Invest in Tourism campaign to tell local investors that you not only have investment opportunities in telcos, in banking or finance, or in car rentals. But you also have tourist sites that there are opportunities that you can invest in. So it's open to everybody, but we wish that local or domestic investors would seize the opportunity. But of course, international investors as well, because that's what I said, that we're using digital tools to push it beyond the boundaries of this country. And so that's the purpose of it. Your other question about
how will they
okay, so once you go onto the platform and you watch the profiles and you're happy with it, you start engaging. We have to build a dossier about you as an investor. We have to do fit and proper person check. We have to look at your compliances, your documentation, etc. And once we're satisfied, we'll package that to our minister to onboard that. To onward forward it to appropriate quarters for that investment conversation to begin. But we'll make sure that we give you the background information, the infrastructure available in that particular, tourist sites or that area. In terms of water, there is water. In terms of electricity, whether there is electricity, internet availability, all those information, obviously roads. We give you all those information. We give you a description of the area and we tell you what it could be used for. Of course, you can decide how you want to use it, but we also give you an idea of how you can make your money back. Once you're satisfied with this information, you start giving us your particulars, your company, registered company's name, etc., and then we'll build a dossier around you and we'll pass it on to the ministry. So it depends on what sites you're investing in, and of course these are very natural, raw states, investment portfolios. It's our duty to give you market access. Don't forget our name is Ghana Tourism Development Company. So we're responsible for giving opportunities to the players in the field, i.e. tour companies, tour guides, car rental, events organizers, etc. So we are putting the marketplace together to give you access to market. I'll give you a typical example. When people come to this country, they're looking for theaters, for example. Currently, a lot of times you're talking about using a code to buy a theater ticket. How many of us can remember the code, the short codes? So if I put all the theater companies on the marketplace and the theater, and I do one ad, you can go there to the marketplace, click on theater, buy a ticket for the theater. The theater company gets their money. GTDC has given you the opportunity. The same as the museums, the same as the event spaces, the same as the hotels, accommodation, the same as the cities, because there's a section called destinations. When you go there, you see good productions about Ho, about Ahanta, about Nzima, about Takrady, Secondary Takrady, Cape Coast, Kumasi. You see so many places, Tamale, Yendi, and then the tourists will be like, oh, I like this place, it looks beautiful, I want to go and explore the place. So we give opportunities to the markets.
With these results, you can do medicine, law, everything.
But uncle, are you sure?
I am the Ministry of Education in this house.
You, Ministry of what education? My daughter, do nursing. It's your best chance with this result.
No, go business.
Oh, please, what do you know? Can you even read?
Go become YouTuber like me.
Use Admissions Checker.
Admissions Checker? Yes, Admissions Checker. Ghana's first university admissions hub. Just sign up at admissionschecker.com. Enter your WASSCE or NOVDEC results. Choose your dream universities and programs and instantly find out exactly where you have the best chances of admission.
Wow, what if I want scholarship abroad?
Simple. Tap scholarships and find opportunity too.
Can it also find husband abroad?
Admissions Checker. There is a university and a course for everyone.
Well, as I said, it would expand the market because, the suppliers that might direct potential tourists who want to come to Ghana to Tanzania now might not be able to do that because we're going to the consumers directly. We're going to the customers directly, all right? Again, so long as we can actually put everybody on one page. Now, if you forgot to actually hire a car rental or you don't know where to find a tour guide, now you can find a tour guide while you're booking your car rental. You get it? So there's a seamless, coordination of services and products that we're offering the consumer. So once we can remove the barrier, the consumers are more susceptible to Ghana than other places. So that's a big, big addition. And that can increase our arrivals. But again, to actually change the appetite of the domestic tourist, the attitude towards tourism might not be great now. If we push on this agenda, we can increase domestic tourism by making it accessible, by making it, easier for people to recall, and be able to access these places. And that's what we're doing. Absolutely one of our flagship. As I speak, the one for 28 is overbooked. In December, we're doing in multiples of our 3-4 trips in a week. It's certainly one of our flagship, very unique, very iconic. You can never get it anywhere across the continent. Accra by night speaks to the psyche of Ghanaian tourism. We say that if you think your country is safe, attempt a night tour. And we can do that because Ghana is absolutely safe. You can ride through the country, anywhere in Ghana from 9 to 5 a.m. and you are completely safe. There's a psychology behind it. We can boldly do a night tour where most countries who claim that they are, top tourist destination cannot do. And so if you can do a night tour, that tells you the states of your country. Absolutely one of our flagship. Iconic bus in a very iconic, destination. We intend to extend it to pretty places like Kumasi, Accra, the Cape Coast, obviously the north, but it's about capacity. We're building it gradually and we'll get there. It's a total excitement. You would enjoy yourself. Accra by night is therapy, you see. You get in there, you have drinks, you have people of like-minded people, dancing to beautiful African tunes, knowing people, but crucially learning about our heritage, about our situation. So it's a full of fun with education. So it's more of a fun tour, pierced with educational tours. So we'll take you to Kwame Nkrumah Museum to learn about Kwame Nkrumah. We'll take you to, National, Museum. If once Du Bois is up and running, we'll take you to Du Bois Center. But also we'll take you to Osu Night Market to experience gastronomy. Different types of food. We'll take you to the nightclubs for you to experience Ghana at night. So between the hours of 8 to 3, when the tour is over, you have completely experienced a bunch of, tourism and hospitality that you would never get anywhere else. Fantastic atmosphere.
Are you ready to explore Ghana? A land of rich heritage. A land alive with culture. A land of unforgettable adventures. From breathtaking landscapes to wildlife, festivals and nightlife that never sleeps. But planning the perfect trip can feel overwhelming. Now, everything you need is in one place. With Ghana Tourism Marketplace, you can book hotels, discover tours, rent cars, connect with expert guides, and explore destinations across the country. You can also get tickets for amazing experiences like Movie in the Park at Platinum Bay Hotel, Uncle Ebo White Theatre shows, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park visits, and more. So go ahead, plan your journey and experience Ghana your way. Ghana Tourism Marketplace is brought to you by Ghana Tourism Development Company, your official gateway to discovering Ghana.
Of course, it's a 24-hour economic concept. President says Ghana shouldn't sleep. And so we're giving him that particular operations from tourism perspective. We are actually speaking or acting to the president's orders that this country is open 24-hour, 365 days a year. And that's what we're serving Ghanaians and the diaspora and any other international arrivals. Whenever you touch base in Ghana, it does not matter when you're coming, what time or what day. GTDC is available for you. We can give you a day tour, we can give you a night tour. The last Friday of the month. That is every last Friday of the month. However, we have customized, we have custom-made trips as well. People can order, and sometimes when we get a lot of requests, we intersperse that with trips, right? So for example, when the 28th one was full, we actually opened for another day, for people to come in. So although it's scheduled, we have a scheduled and we have custom, requests. So the scheduled ones are end of month every Friday, but we also organize special tours for families, for groups. And when we get individual requests that actually overflows, then we open up another window. I say that GTDC is building a dynamic, sustainable, innovative tourism environment. And we mean it. Every step of the way, every step on the way, every decision that we are taking is towards that common goal that the president has expressed, that Black Star experience. It doesn't matter when you come to the country, Ghana is open. And it has to be sustainable, innovative, dynamic. That's what we're doing.